what I do want to do before the next update, I have to finish my quests. I do want to see how many quests we have. So we have 1, 2, and there's probably more in here. What's 23 plus 12?
What's 23 plus 12?
Mistakes were made. Oh, familia, and welcome in. As you see, we have quite a problem. I have fallen so behind on DDV, and I'm sure I'm not alone. You know, there's been a moment when we had to take a little bit of a little breaky break from DDV, but we are so back, especially with the storybook veil being added, us having 16-point rotation decoration. I am so excited to dive back in and really start my grind all over again. And we are really behind. I have come up with a system that I feel like is really working for me, and I thought it would be great to share it with you all, especially for those who have fallen behind or taken a break or anything like that. And I will say there's no such thing as falling behind. Like, play a game how you want, play it at your own pace. But I am someone where I'm at the point now where I really want to decorate, and I want all the stuff. I want all the stuff that you get from friendship quests, checking Scrooges every day. I've fallen behind in so many of those things. So I'm going to show you in this video what I've been doing to quote unquote catch up. So let's get to it. So before we start this process, there is a bit of prep work. And what I did first is ensure in every land that I have, Disney Dreamlight Valley, Eternity Isle, and Storybook Vale, that all of my gatherable bushes and trees have been placed together, because it's going to make the foraging and gathering these materials a lot easier instead of having to run around each and every land. I did also ensure to place Goofy's stall as well as an infinity chest next to these areas, because again, it's just going to make it for less running around that you have to do, because you can simply unload into this chest, which is also going to be located in your main house. Other items that you are going to want to make sure that you have, and that is the ancient machines that you are able to craft over in Eternity Isle. And what I did is ensure that I have at least 2 to 3 of the advanced ancient vacuums, 2 to 3 of the advanced ancient gardeners, and as I said, you want to make sure you have your infinity chest as well as 1 ancient advanced cooker. And there's a reason for all of this, which we're going to get into right now. So the first thing that I start off each day when I log into the game is first going into Scrooge. And you want to make sure that you are checking each Scrooge in each land that you have every single day. So that means you want to check your Scrooge in Disney Dreamlight Valley, in Eternity Isle, as well as Storybook Vale. With the recent update, there are items that are exclusive to each of those lands that you can retrieve in each of those Scrooges, so you want to make sure that you are checking those every day, because this is just going to add to your collection so we can finally have a wonderfully decorated valley. Now, this next step is probably one of the most important, and that's when it comes to the quest and the friendship quest. As you see from the start, when I decided to start this grind, I had about 35 outstanding quests to do. What I have been doing is each and every day is taking one of the friendship quests and doing 1 to 2 quests every day. And by doing that, you do start to chip away at the quest that you have to do. As of right now, it does still look like I have quite a bit of quests, and that's just because as I've been working on friendship quests, I am still having to level up my villagers so that the next quest can unlock. But as you can see with many of my quests, I only have like the level 10 quests remaining, and I am just so excited to finally get caught up. So the next step that I make sure to do is, while I'm in each land, so whether it's Storybook, Eternity Isle, or on the Valley, is these Dreamlight tasks or Storybook magic tasks, mist tasks. I make sure to do at least 6 of them every day. And the reason why is because, number one, it touches on each thing. So you'll see that there's fishing, feeding a pet, gifting villagers, cooking, harvesting. It covers all the bases, so at least you know that every day you've done one task that will help to add to your overall inventory, and making sure that you're gathering enough resources in order to craft items, which again is going to help you when it comes to decorating and finally catching up in the game. So for example, if I have the option to gift a friend, I'm going to look at my collection, look at some of the characters that I have not leveled up fully or haven't completed all of their friendship quests. And those are going to be the friends that I prioritize with making sure to give them a gift. And so at the same time as I'm leveling up my villagers, I am also gathering enough storybook magic, which is going to help me when it comes to crafting and again, leveling up. So it's like you're doing multiple things at one time and making every task that you do worth your efforts. So remember when I said you're going to want the advanced ancient vacuum? Here's the time to use it. So what I have been doing is going into each biome, placing down this vacuum, and foraging everything that's around it. One of the benefits of doing this is getting the most for the least amount of effort. Having to catch up and grind, it can feel so tedious, and I completely understand and can relate to that 100%. So I'm going to do everything that I can to use the tools and the resources we have in the game to my benefit. So I'm going to take this vacuum, collect everything in this one area, and then I will move on to the next biome and the next biome and the next biome, and I'll continue to do that. And again, by doing this every single day, you're gathering all these resources passively or with minimal effort. And because on Eternity Isle, you're making sure to do those 6 tiles every single day, you're also going to be gathering mist, which is needed to fuel these tools. So you see what I'm doing here? Everything you do feeds into the next task and just makes every task that you have to do after that much easier. So another thing that I always make sure that I do is I have a pumpkin plot that's ready to be harvested. I make sure to grab my closest gardening buddy and I head over to my Forgotten Lands, which is where I currently have my pumpkin plot. And I come here and I harvest all of my pumpkins because as you are checking Scrooge every single day, you will find that you are getting through your coins quite quickly. So making sure that you just always have enough coins available really does help a lot. And again, if you have a buddy who does need to be leveled up, it's great if you have someone that is a gardener because it's gonna level them up at the same time as you're making money. And I already know exactly how much I have to plant. So I just come in and I plant them and harvest them as they are ready. Speaking of buddies, as I'm going through these tiles and these Dreamlight duties, Eternity Owl duties, or Storybook Veil duties, I'm making sure that I have a buddy for each task. So if I'm mining, I'm going to have a mining buddy. If I'm foraging, I'm going to have a foraging buddy because I want to get as many resources as I can as I'm going through each of these specific tasks. So again, I'm getting the most for the minimal amount of effort. That's kind of the theme of this whole thing. What's the phrase? Work smarter, not harder? That's the whole point of this. We're working smarter, not harder. So last, but certainly not least, the last thing that I do each day is I head over to, I want to make sure that I always have food available as I'm running around, zipping around through my valley. So I'll come in here at the end of my whole routine, put a meal to cook. So today we will use the berry salads. I always add an additional fruit to my berry salad just to give it an extra special energy. So I'll use the dramango today and I'll cook the max, which is 30 meals. And I'll have that going. Let's claim our mochas that we had going. And what this will ensure is that once I come into the game tomorrow, I now have 30 meals that are ready. And again, because I have my infinity chest here, so that I can empty my pockets and not have to walk around with all the meals that I don't need right now, I'll load it into here. And then when I get back home, unload this infinity chest into all my other storage chests. I have been loving this process. It has helped me so much with getting everything that I've fallen behind on, catching up on all the crops that I haven't grown. It's been such a help, and I hope that this has been a help for you as well. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you found any of these tips useful, please be sure to comment below. And also, I would like to hear what have you been doing to catch up in DDV, as well as while you're in there, if you could just be sure to like and subscribe. The familia would love to have you. I also stream 2 to 3 times a week, so we would love to have you join us on that as well. And until next time, I will see all you lovely, wonderful, beautiful humans. Laters.